my dear little champions. I hope that everyone is doing so good, and I welcome you all to score 360 out of 360 in NEET Bio within 250 days series. And today we are going to talk about the last part of the chapter, children, drug and alcohol abuse. This is video number 17. And also one more thing, if you have come so far with me, you should give a big tap on your back. You are doing a great job, children. Okay, so now without further ado, let's get in. Let's see, what did we study previously? Yeah. So we covered cancer. We saw what are different types of tumor, how is cancer caused, what are the different diagnostic methods that are available, and also what are the different treatment methods which is there in our country. Yes, and now I also gave you a homework, if you remember. Well, I remember that I gave a homework, so we have to solve it. If you were able to solve it, and I saw a few of you solving it as well, good job, guys. Now over here, cancerous cells can be easily destroyed by radiations due to. So you know there is a therapy that is known as radiation therapy, which is used to treat cancer. Now it is saying, how is radiation therapy very useful to kill cancerous cells? It can also kill the other cells in our body. It can kill all of them together, right? But how is it so focused on cancerous cells? That is a question. And I also explained it to you that radiation therapy, chemotherapy, everyone, they focus on what? Cells which are what? Rapidly dividing, children. Rapidly dividing. Why do they focus on these cells? Basically, it's not like they're focusing on these cells. The cells which undergo rapid division. So, while a cell has to undergo rapid division, it has to duplicate its DNA. Agree? It has to give its copy to two other cells, right? So for that, it needs to what? Duplicate the DNA. Now, during this process, if radiation is put, okay, to this rapidly dividing cells, it will obviously, since they are also duplicating their DNA, it will obviously cause a trouble while duplicating. And these cells, that is the cancerous cells, they do not have a good repair mechanism. No good DNA repair mechanism. So what will happen if they do not have good DNA repair mechanism, and if they definitely want to duplicate to give rise to new cells, obviously it will be trouble. These cells will be killed. Okay, since DNA, if it is not getting repaired, then the whole cell is not going to perform really well. It will die because it is not able to produce its own proteins and stuff like that, which it was able to do because it had a proper DNA. Now, this is the reason why radiation kills the cancerous cells, because not all of our cells in our body are rapidly dividing except few. Only a few of them are rapidly dividing, and these cancerous cells are the ones that are rapidly dividing. So we have hair follicle cells which rapidly divides. Okay, those are targeted, which is why people who have cancer, they lose their hair in the process of treatment, basically because of chemotherapy, not because of radiation. But yeah, some part of it is also due to radiation. Now telling about this, as I said, please remember that cells that divide rapidly, they have to duplicate their DNA, and if during this particular process, if radiations are being put, obviously your DNA will get damaged. Then can you duplicate it properly? No. And do they have a good repair mechanism? No. So then you guys are doomed. The cancer cells are doomed. Okay, so it's because of this particular reason, children. Give a good tick mark to rapid cell division. Yeah. Now let's move on. Yeah, the number of questions, children. So in the previous year, it were 4 questions came from this chapter. So 4 into 4 is 16 marks came. So do you want to lose that? Obviously no. So should we study this chapter? Yes, obviously yes. Now I cannot guarantee whether it will increase or decrease, but it has a trend of increasing because diseases are very common nowadays, and we should be knowing about it. Probably, which is why they thought that we should probably put more questions from this particular chapter. And now let's start the topic. I'm personally very much excited to teach you this because I find this topic very much interesting. Okay, let's read, and then we have to fill. I showed you the surprise. Yeah, we have to fill all this thing. So you have to take care of the scientific name, and you have to look for opioids. What does it do? Do the opioids, they have receptors? So do human beings have the receptors for them, for receiving them? How does it taste, smell, and look? And what part of the plant is responsible for making this? How is it produced, and how is it used, how people use it? Okay, these are the things that you need to take care of. Chalo. So drugs which are commonly abused are opioids, cannabinoids, and Coca Alkaloids. So these names, no, Just tell 10,000 times or 10 times at least, it will remember it, you will be able to remember it. What is it, children? Opioids, cannabinoids, Coca Alkaloids. Okay, everything ends with oids, oids, oids. Okay, opioids, cannabinoids, Coca Alkaloids. Fine. These three category of drugs are going to be the ones that we are going to study today, and these are going to cause a ruckus as well. Majority of these are obtained from flowering plants. So yeah, the flowering plants which looks good also produces things like this. Okay, some are obtained from fungi as well. So usually it's flowering plants, but also obtained from fungi. Now, opioids. Now, when we talk about opioids, they are the drug which bind to specific opioid receptors present in our central nervous system. Which means what, children? We have a receptor for them where in the CNS. What is CNS? The brain and the spinal cord. So we can just say that our brain has opioid receptors to receive them. Now. And it's not just a CNS, gastrointestinal tract, that is the pathway through which we have food. So the gastrointestinal tract which ends up in your rectum, all of there you have the opioid receptor. So obviously these receptors are going to act on CNS as well as our gastrointestinal tract. Okay, and commonly they are known as SMAC. Commonly it is known as what? SMAC. And heroin commonly, so this is the thing, heroin is the thing that is under the category of opioids, the drug that is being used, you have a name of it. What is the name? It is heroin. And heroin is the one that is known as what, children? SMAC. Okay. It is chemically diacetyl morphine. And the chemical name of it, obviously they will be giving a difficult name. So it is diacetyl morphine. So it has something to do with morphine, right? Let's see what it has to do. So chemically diacetyl morphine, which is white, odorless, bitter crystalline compound. So it is white in color. It does not have smell. Do not go and smell it. Okay. And second thing, it's bitter and it is crystalline in nature. Okay. This is obtained, just use your imagination power over here. Okay. This is obtained by acetylation of morphine. Just what I told. Diacetyl morphine is formed with the help of acetylation of morphine. Where do you get morphine from? From the opium plant itself, okay, which is extracted from the latex of the poppy plant Papaver somniferum. Okay, it is Papaver somniferum which is going to give this particular drug. Generally taken by snorting or injection. Okay, either they can snort it, that is taken in like this, or they can take through injection, taken through injection. Heroin is a depressant. It is not something that could make you happy. It is a depressant. Your bodily function, it will slowly slow down, okay, and slows down the body functions as well. Now I know it is very much difficult for you to remember everything together, so let's break things down. First thing, this is a picture that is given in your book, okay. Look at it very carefully. It is known as opium poppy. So with love we say opium poppy. What is the actual name? It is Papaver somniferum. Okay, it is Papaver somniferum. Now over here you can see the flower. Yeah, and the flower, no, after flowering up you can see the flower. It will definitely have a seed area of the ovary and everything is there where the seed is being formed. Now that is the place from where this thing is produced. What is this thing, children? It is latex. The white color thing, the milky thing that you see over here, this thing is known as what? Latex. So we say that basically heroin is produced with the help of the latex of the poppy plant. This latex is also known as milk of poppy. It looks like milk, right? So it is known as milk of poppy. So this is poppy plant or Papaver somniferum. Okay, and it produces latex or milk of poppy with the help of which you are able to make heroin. Okay, chalo, not you, basically the people who make. So let's write everything together. Scientific name, tell me. Papa, I don't want to make the spelling wrong. Okay, you just say Papa, Papaver, Tupperware, you know, just like that you can remember. Papaver somniferum. Fine. What does it do? It is a depressant. Please remember it. You have to remember different type of drugs and what do they do. So it is a depressant. It will slow down your body, your body's functions. Okay. Now, when I am teaching this, I could also tell you one thing. You know, morphine is the thing that is being released over here. Okay, morphine is a thing that is being found in the latex. Okay, and this morphine, no children, it is used in hospitals also. Okay, it is used in hospitals also with due care. Why is it used? So that people who generally go and undergo certain surgeries, they do not feel pain. Okay, so basically with the help of this drug, that is morphine, that is used. Okay, so I am just chumma writing over here so that you remember it together. Okay, it's written elsewhere in your NCERT, but I want you to remember. So morphine is used after surgery because it acts as a painkiller. It acts as a painkiller. Painkiller, scientific term, what do you say? Analgesic. Or it acts as a sedative. Now, how does it act as a sedative? That should be the question. So I studied about it and I got the answer. So basically what happens, you know, there are neurons, and from the one end of neurons, certain neurotransmitters are released. Neurotransmitters, which are just chemicals, okay, which are released, and this goes and binds on the receptors of another neuron. And now, for example, a neurotransmitter which is glutamate. Okay, when it is released, it will go and attach on this receptor and tell the other neuron to send the signal and say that, okay, you have to understand that there is pain happening in our body. So for pain perception, you have glutamate. Okay, now what does morphine do? Morphine goes and inhibits this. Morphine goes and inhibits this such that the glutamate won't be binding on the receptors. And if glutamate is not binding on the receptors, will you be able to understand there is pain? No. So that is why we say it is a painkiller. But again, it should be used by doctors who know how to use it. Overdose of it can kill you. Overdose of it would obviously what? Kill anyone. So that is there. So morphine comes under this only. Okay, and always remember, it's a dip present. It slows down your body's function. Okay, altogether the opioids, we say it slows down the body function. Now, do we have receptors for them? Yes. Oh, I don't want to mix up the color. So the answer is what, children? What you tell me? It's yes, we have receptors. Where are the receptors, children? Two places. CNS, which includes your brain and spinal cord. Okay, so I'm just writing brain over there, which makes more sense. Okay, it includes your CNS, includes your brain and spinal cord. And also one more thing, there is gastrointestinal tract. Why do I mess up with spellings all the time? I don't know. Okay. Don't you feel to kill your teacher? Well, you should not. Gastrointestinal tract. Okay. So these receptors, the opioid receptors, are present on CNS and gastrointestinal tract. How does it taste, smell and look, children? So about taste, it is bitter. About smell, it is odorless. Okay. And about look, it is white and crystalline. It is white and crystalline. Done. What part of the plant is used? So basically, as I said, seed pod is used. After the flower petals are gone, basically you're left with seed pod. These seed pods are the one which is responsible for giving the milk of poppy. Okay, so your seed pods of opium poppy or what's it? Papaver somniferum, opium poppy. Now, how is it produced? How is it produced? Let's see. So basically, there is, since in your book latex is mentioned, let me also mention latex itself, not the milk of poppy. So latex is there. With the help of latex, you get morphine. This morphine is made to undergo what? Acetylation. You add acetyl group over there. That is what you mean by acetylation. So it undergoes acetylation, and at the end of it, what do you get? Diacetyl morphine. You get diacetyl morphine, children, which is also known as our heroin. Okay, done. How is it used? How is it used, children? It is used by snorting or in the form of injection. Okay, so I'll tell you what's now something that is not there in your NCERT. So people say it's a depressant, so you do not want, what say, your body wants some rest at this point of time. You have this particular opioid or stuff like that. What happens? Basically, if we have an overdose of it, our body won't be able to recognize the red signals as well. For example, in your body, the carbon dioxide amount has went less. Still, your body won't be able to understand. Your brain won't get signals that something like this is happening, and obviously, you would stop breathing. What will happen? You would stop breathing because your body is not able to, understand what's happening inside. It will slow down all its reactions. Okay, all the pathways which get ignited, usually it's shutting down all of them slowly if you have an overdose of it, which is why doctors also given prescribed quantity and only when it is needed. Okay, that is a thing. So will you be able to remember it? I think you will be able to remember it. Please just go through, pause the video, just go through all the things that I spoke over here. Okay, papaver somniferum, it's acts as a depressant, slows down the body functions. Example is morphine itself, which is used in hospitals for surgery. It's a painkiller, analgesic, sedative, anything you can remember. Okay, now yes, receptors are there where CNS, gastrointestinal tract. Okay, and then bitter, odorless, white, crystalline. Seed pods are the one that is used. Okay, latex is used. From this latex you get morphine. From the morphine you get you do acetylation. You get diacetyl morphine, which is known as heroin. And oh, I messed up with the spelling. I knew heroin. Okay, please children, you have your NCERT textbook. I think you can check the spelling, but please check it once. Okay, and now how is it used? Snorting or injection. Done? Will you be able to remember this picture of it? OPM. Now, I'll say this also looks like O. Okay. And one more easy way to remember the structure. This also looks like O. This also looks like a O. Agree to some point. Some point, not exactly. But yeah, this is how we can remember it. And is the structure important? Yes, ma'am. The structure is really important. You will be asked to differentiate between the structure, not draw the structure obviously. You have to differentiate between the structure. So please understand, we have one, ayo, come here. It's not, okay. You have 1, 2 and 3 rings, okay, 6 carbon rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon, right? So we have 3 rings of 6 carbon and then 1 ring of 5 carbon. Okay, that is there. And then you have something like this, something you can imagine as a holder or something like that. Okay, but yes, better way to remember, it looks like an O in some other way. Okay, so you have an OH here as well, H here, CH3 here. Just have a small look at all these things. That's the only thing that they would be asking. They won't go very deep into it. Okay, I have given an example of a question. I will show you that as well. Now let's go ahead with cannabinoids. What is about cannabinoids? Let's read it, children. Again, we have the same things to do. Okay, cannabinoids are a group of chemicals which interact with cannabinoid receptors present principally in the brain. Will you be able to remember it? Where is it, children? Cannabinoid receptors are in the brain. Okay, there, gastrointestinal tract and CNS, here just the brain. Natural cannabinoids are obtained from inflorescence of the plant Cannabis sativa. What is the name of the plant, children? Cannabis sativa. People actually okay, so basically if you go to Manali and all, on the roadside only the people, they sell drugs. Why? So basically it is being produced in very large amount. That does not mean you have to go to Manali. Okay, there are good reasons to go to Manali apart from this. So basically, yes, but it is being cultivated very much over there. It's a good climate for it to get cultivated, and people also cultivate it at home, but no one knows about it. But we should not be doing that. Why? Because cannabinoids are going to cause a hell lot of trouble. I'll tell you why. Okay, now the flower tops, leaves, raisins of cannabis plants are used in various combinations to produce marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja. So basically, not even one part of the plant is left unused. Every part of this particular plant, that is cannabis sativa, okay, that is cannabis sativa, is used. Flower tops, leaves, raisins which is being produced, everything is used in combination to produce these drugs that you have heard of probably, marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja. generally taken by inhalation. Okay, it is also done by inhalation or oral ingestion. You eat it or you inhale it. These are known for their effects on cardiovascular system. That means it is going to affect your heart and its pumping mechanism in some or the other way. Will you be able to remember it? Let's try to draw and remember. First thing, the plant, the leaf that is they have made, looks like this in NCERT, but actually it looks like this, not so fancy like this, but yeah, somewhat. Okay. Now over here, scientific name, children. Scientific name of what? Of the plant that produces, okay? Scientific name of the plant. It is what? Cannabis sativa. Cannabis sativa. What does it do? It goes, okay. So first thing, do we have receptors for them? Yes, we have receptors for them. What is it, children? Tell me. Cannabinoid receptors. Cannabinoid receptors. Where are they present? In our brain. Okay. And what does it do now? It causes usually cardiovascular activities are fastened. Okay. What do you mean by cardiovascular activities are fastened? This is something that I added. Why? Because I learned about it. I'll tell you about that. Okay. And also it is responsible for causing hallucination. Again, this is not given in your NCERT, which is why I'll mark it in red, but still. Okay, it also causes hallucination. Now, I'll tell you why cardiovascular activities are fastened, how it is fastened. So, basically, what happens during this particular point of time, okay, during this particular, when someone has cannabinoids, okay, these drugs, they are going to act on your receptors, on your muscles or say stuff like that. Basically, it will make your heart pump so fast, and also there will be dilation of your blood vessels. So your blood vessels, which used to go to look like this, will now dilate to look like this, and there will be more amount of blood that will be going. So that means blood pressure is going to increase a lot. So now you have given a lot of space, the whole blood will be going, there will be lots and lots of trouble happening in your body, which is why if someone has this particular drug, they will they will get a feel of rage. Okay, there will be so much energy and enthusiasm. Why? Not actually energy and enthusiasm, you cannot relate like that, but the heart rate and everything will be increasing very much, which is obviously not good for you. Why it is not good for you? Basically, because what happens when your heartbeat and everything increases, you are giving unwanted stress to your heart. Agree? You're giving unwanted stress to your heart walls are not able to perform well. Agree? So all these things are happening, and eventually your heart will be having trouble. Your cells, tissues, everything will get damaged, both of the blood vessels and the heart. So that is a big problem. Okay. Now next thing, we have hallucination also happening. What do you mean by hallucination? Hallucination, for example, if I am talking to you right now, I'm teaching, and now I feel that my children are walking from here and there. I'll say, go, you keep quiet, go sit down there. This is hallucination. That means I am able to see things which is not actually happening. That is what you mean by hallucination. And how does hallucination happen? I researched about it and it came to my knowledge that basically in our brain there are receptors known as CB1. Okay, I remembered as CBI. That's how I am able to remember. Basically, these particular thing, these cannabinoids, they go and attach on these receptors. And what happens? These receptors are the one which is responsible for all processing of all the sensory information and everything. Now it's messed up. Now these receptors are going to mess up, and they won't be able to have a good perception of things, which is why we have mixed perception. That is how hallucination is caused. Okay, but in your NCERT, it's just spoken about cardiovascular activities. So just let's learn about cardiovascular activities, but also remember cannabinoids also causes hallucination, which is why you should not be having it. Now you only think you are crossing a road and you are thinking that there is no one on the road. This is what you are hallucinating. But the road is full. It's a traffic block over there. Something could happen to you. Now this happens, children. This happens. It's not something that I am telling out of my imagination. This happens. People die because of this, which is why we should be very careful about it. Okay, so since I am very enthusiastic about telling about this, because I found this piece of information to be very interesting, how certain chemicals can alter your bodily functions. That is so different, right? So that is not something that we see often, and this particular topic, no, if you teach like that, obviously you get bored. So which is why I am very much enthusiastic today. So yes, this is thing. And then what part of the plant is used? As I said, all the parts. Okay, the flowering parts, the leaves, okay, raisins as in things that are being released from the plant's body, that are known as raisins. Okay, that is being used. How is it used? How people take it? Okay, how people take it, children? Inhalation. People inhale it, or it can be taken orally as well. So children, please understand there's a difference between opioids and cannabinoids. Over there, what was happening, children? Over there, people were either snorting it or they were what? Injecting it. But over here, it is inhalation or it is taken orally, as in something is taken orally, put down in your mouth. Now over here, the difference between ganja, marijuana, hashish and charas is not given in a textbook. If you want to have a quick read, you can have. Okay, so ganja is basically dried flowering tops of the plant. Marijuana is dried leaves, flower and the stem. All of them will have different concentration of the chemical which is being there. Okay, which is why it is different, but all of them are produced from the same plant itself. Now hashish is concentrated raisin. So here raisin is used, here leaves, flowers and stems are used, here flowering tops are used, and charas is also hand rolled raisin, as in you're rolling in your hand and then producing the raisin, and this raisin is used. And this is from live cannabis plant, whereas this is dead things that is used in hashish. Okay, so these are the things, and all of them equally are not good for your body, because obviously if once you are using it, probably there are high chances your body will want to have one more take of it. Okay, and then you will get addicted, and when you get addicted, lots and lots of troubles are going to happen. I am going to teach you about that as well. So will you be able to remember this? Scientific name of the plant is Cannabis sativa. What does it do, children? It causes cardiovascular, it messes up with your cardiovascular activities mainly, which is written in your NCERT. You have to understand this. Cannabinoid receptors are there in your brain, nowhere else. Please remember, in your brain. Now only when I teach, you try to compare with opioids. It will be easy for you to remember, not difficult. So yes, flowering plants, leaves, raisins, everything used, inhalation, and it is taken orally. This is difference from that. Okay, done. Now coming and talking about Coca Alkaloids. So Coca Alkaloid or cocaine, if you have heard about it, comes from the coca plant. So easiest way to remember this is coca or everything. It has something to do with coffee, some or the other way. Okay, because coffee plant, the name is the same thing, right? So anyways, coffee, when you drink, your sleep and everything is gone. Similarly over here, when you have cocaine, not you have cocaine, do not have cocaine. When someone has cocaine, okay, at this point of time, they will be very much enthusiastic. They will be very much happy. You call this state as euphoria. What do you call this state as? Euphoria. Now how it happens, I'll tell about that as well. So the plant is Erythroxylum coca, native to South America. Okay, it is native to South America. It interferes with the transport of neurotransmitters dopamine. So it has something to do with dopamine. So the first neurotransmitter that we studied was glutamate, which was responsible for pain perception, but the receptors for it were blocked such that glutamine cannot land on the receptors and cause the pain perception, right? But over here something different happens. This is the case of dopamine. We are going to study about that. Now cocaine, commonly known as coke or crack. What is it commonly known as? Coke or crack. So the first thing, opioids, in that what was the name? Smack. Okay, that was smack. This is coke or crack. So you can remember people who are for no reason, when they are happy, we say you are a crack, your head got cracked, things like that. So you can remember like that. Even coke gives you lots of energy, so you can remember like that as well. And it is usually snorted. It is taken like this. Okay, it has potent stimulating action on central nervous system. So it is going to act on our central nervous system, producing a sense of euphoria and increased energy. Excessive dosage of cocaine causes hallucination. Okay, excessive dose of it will cause what? Hallucination. Other well-known hallucinogenic properties are well-known plants are Atropa belladonna and Datura for the picture of it they have given over here. These days cannabinoids are also being taken by sports persons for increasing the amount of energy. Now let's see and think how does it work. So this is datura, we'll come to that. As of now we have to talk about Coca Alkaloids. Talk about Coca Alkaloids. So scientific name of the plant, children, is Erythroxylum coca. Okay, Erythroxylum coca. What does it do? It causes euphoria, okay, and increased energy. So much happiness, so much energy. So that means, ma'am, we should take it, right? No, I'll tell you. What part of the plant is used, children? What part of the plant is used? I don't remember it. Yes, wait. I forgot it somehow. Okay, I'll check. Okay, it is not mentioned in your NCERT. So as of now, let's. How is it used? It is taken by snorting. Okay, it is taken by snorting. Now let's see the actual thing. How does it work? So basically, there is a neuron which will be having neurotransmitters over here, and these neurotransmitters are released. Agree? What are these neurotransmitters, children? Dopamine. Dopamine are the ones responsible for giving us immense amounts of pleasure, happiness. Okay. Now there will be another neuron which will be having what? Receptors over here. This dopamine will be binding on it, and then the whole signal goes on and we will be forever happy. Okay, but what happens? This dopamine usually, after it is being secreted, done, the use is done, it goes back over here, gets into the transmitter back. Okay, but when you are having cocaine, which is the name of the drug, okay, when you are having cocaine at this point of time, this particular transporter, the dopamine transporter, which takes things back in, it is dopamine transporter protein. It is what? Blocked, which is why the dopamine is kept on releasing. Now you might think it's a good thing, but the problem is, now when doing regular activities, for example, I am talking to the person and I'm really happy while talking to the person usually, but now I won't be happy because my body needs more amount of dopamine to be happy. So my expectation of the body has went high. Okay, now my body won't be happy for small things, and it's not just being about happy for small things. You would get into a phase of depression as well, where you would need the drug support to be entirely in a good mental state. Okay, that is the issue. So again, I am saying it very casually, but it has grave problems. People who have used drugs like this, who have got addicted to drugs like this, they have to go to doctors to treat them, because they definitely show withdrawal symptoms after stopping these drugs, because our body won't be happy with any of these things, right? They will need more and more dopamine, and if it's not produced, it is going to affect other parts of your body as well, which is why it is said that you should be, this is extremely dangerous thing. Okay, it is an extremely dangerous thing which should not be used, and the name of the drug is cocaine. Name of the drug is what, children? It is cocaine. Fine. Now one more thing. If it is in extreme amount, it will cause hallucination. Will you be able to remember this? Okay, they mess up with the neurotransmitter dopamine. Okay, neurotransmitter, as a neuron is being releasing this transmitter, or this is chemical. Okay, I hope this is clear. Once more we will revise. Scientific name Erythroxylum coca. What does it do? Euphoria, and it increases energy usually, but if in more doses it causes hallucination. And how is it used? It is used while with the help of snorting. And yeah, that's all. And the other names of cocaine is what, children? Coke or crack. Coke or crack. Fine. And they mess up with the dopamine receptors, as the dopamine does not go inside. If dopamine does not go inside, the dopamine stays here, sends on the signal, and then things goes on like that. Okay. And now they have given the names of another plants which do not come under this category of Coca Alkaloids, but there are certain other plants as well. okay, which are hallucinogens, the ones that can cause hallucination and which are commonly found. It is Atropa, belladonna and datura. What is it? Atropa, belladonna and datura. I am writing it. This is datura, okay. This thing that you see over here, it's datura. Atropa, belladonna. It is belladonna. Wait. So you might be thinking, ma'am also does not remember it. Obviously, even I also do not remember it. We have to find ways to remember it, which is why I came with a way. Atropa, belladonna, okay, and then what we have, datura, and then here what we have, children, cocaine. So over here you see A, B, C, D. Actually it's one name only, but you can remember like that. So A, B, C, D things are responsible for hallucination. Mainly, please remember it in your book, that thing is not mentioned, that cannabinoids are responsible for hallucination. So please do not confuse with cannabinoids. It is Coca Alkaloids, the cocaine thing which is being produced in our country, not in our country, South America, and also probably in our country in some of the other ways, I don't know, but yes. So A, B, C, D, all of them basically they are hallucinogens. They can cause hallucination. Atropa, belladonna, cocaine and datura. The picture of datura is given in your book. Please understand the picture. They ask what is this particular plant and you have to know. So the one that have these type of flowers, no, you can see it is a funnel shaped flower which is there and very broad leaves. This is what, datura. Over here the leaves which has so many branches over here. Okay, so you can remember like some people they see lots and lots of extra things, they are hallucinating again. This is because of cannabis sativa. Okay, and then what do we have, and what do we have over here? We have opium poppy, which has a very bright good flower, and also seed pods. So pods which looks like O, you can remember one, at least one of it. If it looks like O, just understand that this is what, opioids. Okay, and the structure, as I said over here, it looks like O. 1, 2, 3, 6 carbon rings and 1 5 carbon ring is there. And one more thing over here, this is the structure of cannabinoids. Okay, this is the structure of cannabinoids. Now you can remember that this is a normal way. Okay, this is a normal thing, and over here there is a root. So this root is not something that is there, they are hallucinating again. So again, as I always say, cannabinoids, I always get it together with hallucinogens, because they definitely have hallucinogenic properties which have not been mentioned over here. Okay, obviously people would not be taking it for cardiovascular system. Do you think it will be taking it for cardiovascular system? No, people take it for hallucination because of its effect. Now cardiovascular system, it is affecting as a side effect. It is causing major trouble to your cardiovascular system. That is a different thing that people do not know about it. Okay, but it's a hallucinogen itself. So yes, they are not able to see the road. This road is actually not there. This road is not there. You can remember like that. Okay, so there is 1 6 carbon ring and then everything is half. So yes, that's how you can differentiate. Now going ahead, what do we have? Drugs like barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines. You have to remember like this only. Now I do not have any perfect different slide for any of these things. So drugs which are there in medical use: barbiturates, amphetamines and benzodiazepines, or other similar drugs that are normally used for medicines to help patients cope up with mental illness like depression and insomnia. Okay, so basically when you are not able to sleep or when you are depressed at this point of time, when people ask for clinical attention at this point of time, they are given these drugs. Again, you might be saying, how can a doctor give these drugs? Basically, they are given in a moderate amount. They know how much amount is okay for any person. Obviously, it will have its own side effects, but it could treat or subside the mental illness, and probably later on they can stop having this particular, they might lower down the doses of it eventually, and causing it to a level that they might not need this medical support. Okay, so what are these things, children? You have to remember: barbiturates, okay, amphetamines, and benzodiazepines. I hope the spelling is wrong. Spelling is right, yeah. Zepines, benzodiazepines, BAB, PAP. Okay. And all of them, they are used for treating mental illness like depression and insomnia. Insomnia as in you are not able to sleep properly, you are awake for the whole night. It's not like you are not able to sleep from 10 to 11, that's a problem. No, it's not like that. People have it continuously for some months and all. They won't be able to properly sleep. Their whole sleep cycle would be messed up. So at this point of time, they are advised. Obviously, when your sleep cycle is messed up, will your other body function works properly? No. So that's when the problem arises. Now that's also when you stop using drugs. That's a problem. Then again you have to visit a doctor. So that is why we say you should not be having drugs at the first place. Now, morphine is a very effective sedative and a painkiller, as I said, and it is useful in patients. Morphine, they come in opioid category, okay? And it's very useful in patients who have undergone surgery. Please remember this. So I will write morphine, which is for surgery. And what is it doing? Pain killer and sedative. It makes people rest for some time, sleep. Several plants, fruits and seeds having hallucinogenic properties have been used for hundreds of years in folk medicine, okay? Religious ceremonies and rituals all over the globe. When these are taken for a purpose other than medicinal use or in amounts frequency that impairs one's physical, psychological and physiological function, it is known as what? Drug abuse. So abuse as in when you are using something in a wrong way, okay, that is when you say it's abuse. So over here drugs is being used in a wrong way such that it will impair, it will affect your physical health, it will affect your physiological health, it will affect your psychological health, everything. That is known as drug abuse. Okay, so we learned about opioids, we learned about cannabinoids, we learned about Coca Alkaloids, and now we spoke about barbiturate, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, and also morphine. Everything, all of them are having different work to do. Okay, so you have to remember what are those works, and I hope that you are able to understand it. Slowly read the concept and you will get it better. Okay, now talking about smoking. Why smoking kills? So people say smoking kills, but do you not know why it kills? Let's see. Smoking also paves the way to hard drugs. Tobacco has been used by human beings for more than 400 years. It is smoked, chewed and used as a snuff, as in to smell it off, okay? Tobacco contains a large number of chemical substances, including what, children? Nicotine. So here comes our villain. So in tobacco, we have something which is known as nicotine. Okay, nicotine, which is what? An alkaloid chemical. Okay, nicotine stimulates the adrenal glands to release adrenaline and noradrenaline. So first effect, let's see one by one. Okay, first effect, it is going to affect our adrenal gland, which is right over our kidneys. So over our kidneys we have what? Adrenal gland, which is responsible for releasing two hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline, which is also known as epinephrine and norepinephrine. Both of them, they are responsible for something which is known as fight or flight. As in, these are the hormones which are released, which would make you fight against something that is happening or run away from it. Okay, so when you see something scary, your adrenaline and noradrenaline increases, which is why they go and act on your blood vascular system, okay, blood vascular system, and increase the heart rate such that the blood could be pumped. If blood is pumped, they will be pumping oxygen also, oxygenated blood. This oxygen will be going to cells. The cells, with the help of this oxygen, they will be able to respire and give out energy. Okay, which is why it is important, so that we can run off from some place or fight against whatever is causing the problem. But over here for no use, the nicotine is going and saying, adrenaline, please release all these things. And now when these are released, obviously your blood pressure, everything will start to increase. So that is what exactly written over here. Your blood pressure and increased heart rate will happen. Now, what is the problem of this? Regularly if it is happening, you are telling your heart to pump more and more blood. Don't you think your heart will get tired one day? Your cells of your heart, don't you think it will get affected? Obviously there will be wear and tear. you are eventually making your health really less. Your heart health is going to be deteriorated with time. It's not a one-day process. With time it happens. Smoking is associated with increased incidence of cancer of lung, urinary bladder, throat, bronchitis, emphysema, coronary artery disease, heart disease, gastric ulcer, etc. So what is happening, children? There are so many diseases that I cannot even write it over here. Okay, there are so many diseases that is caused because of this. What is it, children? Cancer. You know lung cancer? Okay, there is something that is known as emphysema. What is emphysema? Where again your lung tissues, basically your alveoli, everything is getting damaged. Your alveoli, which is there in the lungs, right? You know, right? So in the lungs, when we breathe in, oxygen gets into, so the air gets into a space. This air-filled sacs are known as alveoli, which will be giving oxygen to our blood vessels and taking in carbon dioxide and giving it outside. Now if it is affected, will your cells will be able to receive oxygen properly? CO2, can they take back CO2? Nothing. So you are messing up with your body, right? And then coronary heart disease, as in basically heart diseases, your arteries and things, blood vessels are getting affected, heart diseases is happening. Okay, apart from that, what? Gastric ulcer is caused. There will be ulcers having pus and all being caused in your gastric tract, your stomach. Okay, now going ahead, what do we have? Bronchitis, very important thing. So you know your liver, right? You know your liver, basically if this is a structure, the trachea opens into bronchi opens into bronchioles, and the bronchioles, they open into alveoli. So your bronchi and bronchioles, they are also getting affected because of this thing. Your throat will get affected, your urinary bladder will also get affected. You see the effect, you only think that this is getting affected, but at the side of it, all these things are also happening. Okay, tobacco chewing is associated with increased risk of cancer of the oral cavity, and I think I told this in the previous session that my brother, okay, I have a brother who is a doctor. Okay, he is a maxillofacial surgeon, oncologist, okay, who treats all the surgeries over here in this particular region. So there are so many patients, I have seen the pictures of the surgery, okay, basically where things are being removed from your mouth region because they have got cancer over here due to having tobacco as well as due to smoking. And people do not believe it. Okay, it is said that some people have different opinions, some researchers have different opinions, but this is actually happening. So we need to take care of that. So your cancer of oral cavity is also caused by what? Tobacco chewing. Now, smoking increases carbon monoxide. That is next thing. Now, smoking, no, it increases carbon dioxide in your body. Now, not carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. Okay, CO. Carbon monoxide is being increased. Now, what happens if carbon monoxide is increased? Where shall I write it? Usually, our hemoglobin is in friends with oxygen. Usually, our hemoglobin is friends with what? Oxygen. But when it sees carbon monoxide, both of them attach and they exclude oxygen. So, will you be able to transport oxygen if your hemoglobin is not there attached to oxygen? No. So, obviously in this way, you are impairing your body with the help of deficiency of oxygen also. Now, if oxygen is not there, will you be able to make energy to sustain? No. Okay. So, increases carbon monoxide content in the blood and reduces the concentration of heme-bound oxygen. This causes oxygen deficiency in the body. When one buys packets of cigarettes, one cannot miss the statutory warning that is present on the packing, which warns against smoking and say how it is injurious to health. They have given the picture also. Okay. Yet, smoking is very prevalent in society, both among young and old. Knowing the dangers of smoking and chewing tobacco and its addictive nature, the youth and the old need to avoid these habits. Any addict requires counseling and medical help to get rid of this habit. Yes, it is very much true. So I hope my children definitely stay away from all this thing. I know we are in this phase of trying things out and doing things out, but you know, lots and lots of time. No, I'm not saying every trial will lead to something of addiction, but lots and lots of time, most of the times it leads to addiction. And due to the situations we are living in right now, people tend to make it really cool, look cool, but it is not like that. It is not at all cool. Not smoking is cool, not drinking is cool. Try doing that, try being that cool. So choose your own cool, okay? Now over here, okay, we have a comparison chart, little comparison chart for opioids, cannabinoids and Coca Alkaloids. Can we just see the receptors, children? Where are they present? CNS and gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract. Over here it is present in our brain. Okay, and this particular, they have not mentioned about the receptors where being present, but it is going to Coca Alkaloids. What was it affecting? Recall, what was it affecting in your body? It was causing euphoria, right? It was causing euphoria. They, at least they have mentioned that. So where shall I write it? Shall I write it here itself? Okay, so they have not mentioned, but obviously it has to be. Okay, anyways, they have not mentioned, so I'll keep it blank, better. Okay, now basically it is acting as a depressant. Okay, this is acting on your cardiovascular system. This is causing euphoria and increased energy and in extreme amount hallucination. Name of the plant that gives it? Papa, where? What? Somniferum. I should write it here itself. Somniferum. Cannabis sativa. There are two N, okay? Cannabis sativa. Now what? Erythroxylum coca. Erythroxylum coca. Okay. What part of the plant is used? What part of the plant is used? Latex. Here cannabis, all plant parts. Usually your flowering parts and everything, please remember that. Okay. Coca Alkaloids, they have not mentioned about that. What part is used? Anything else that we are missing? Okay. Over here you have marijuana, hashish. No, not over here. Here we have just cocaine. Please forgive me. Here we just have cocaine. Here we have all this marijuana, charas, ganja and hashish. Over here what we have, children? Heroin. Okay, which is nothing but diacetylmorphine. Diacetylmorphine. So morphine and heroin is not the same. The acetyled version of it, it is known as heroin. Okay, morphine is a different thing. I'll write morphine also. Agree? That's something that we have learned. Structure looks like, oh, over here did we see a road which is not even there, so you can think like that, but it is not actually a function of and them. That is, hallucination is not the function of them, it is majorly linked with them, but still. So apart from Coca Alkaloids, what are the other things that causes this thing? Datura, remember ABCD, and what? And the second one was what? Tell me, belladonna. What belladonna? I have given you enough clue. See this picture. I didn't have the picture of this. What was the name? Atropa belladonna. Atropa belladonna. Okay. Then they are all hallucinogens. Then apart from that, we have barbiturates, benzodiazepines, we have amphetamines, all of them, they are helping for mental illness, depression as well as insomnia, and then morphine for surgery. Okay. Side effects of drug and alcohol abuse, little bit more. After that we are completing the whole thing. Okay, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay. Another misuse of drugs is what certain sport person do to enhance their performance. So you have seen people get barred of Olympics and things like that because in their blood there has some a sample of this thing, drugs. Okay, why do they take it? For increasing the activity. They misuse narcotic analgesics, for example morphine. Okay, anabolic steroids. Okay, anabolic steroids as in, for example, synthetic male hormone, testosterone. Now testosterone, if it's taken in, it will boost up the energy, muscle growth and everything like that. That's why people take it. Okay, diuretics, because you want more amount of water and everything to move out of your body in the form of urine, because your weight also matters, which is why diuretics have taken. Okay, for some game weight is required, this much weight is required, so for losing some amount of weight at this point of time, they use diuretics as well. And certain hormones in sport to increase muscle strength and bulk, to promote aggressiveness, and as a result increase athletic performance. The side effects of the use of anabolic steroids, as in the one that is testosterone, everything, in females includes masculinization features like males, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, abnormal menstrual cycles, excessive hair growth on the face and the body. So lots and lots of features just like male, apart from increased aggressiveness. Okay, and then enlargement of clitoris, deepening of voice, everything will be there. Now in males it includes acne, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, reduction of the size of testicles. So opposite is happening, reduction of size of testicles is happening over there, decreased sperm production is there, potential for kidney and liver dysfunction is all there, because obviously you are increasing the intake of some hormone which is synthetic. Okay, breast enlargement, premature baldness, enlargement of the prostate gland, etc. These effects may be permanent with prolonged use. In adolescent male or female, severe facial and body acne, premature closure of the growth centers of the long bones may result in stunted growth as well. So these are just the extra things that are there. That has not been asked as of now, but we never know. So have just a quick read, which is why I didn't include everything over here, just a little bit of it. Okay, so you are aware that something is there in this chapter and you are not missing it out. Now these are the questions that I want you to solve. Solve this question, take a screenshot, solve it now, write it down in the comment section. I'm not going to tell the answer now. This one also. Okay, so write 1 over here. This is 1. Tell the answer for 2 then. Which part of the poppy plant is used to obtain drug smack? Next, which is the particular type of drug that is obtained from the plant whose one flowering branch shown here? What is this particular plant? Listen, I told you, right? Questions have come on the basis of diagram. So, we do not know. Going ahead. Identify the molecules A and B shown below and select the right option giving their source. So I might go ahead, but you can still pause the video and do the question and tell me the answer. Okay, now itself. Okay, select the correct statement from the given ones. This is 5th. So right, ma'am, 5th one is this, 4th one is this. I'll be really happy reading. Okay, now let's start solving the questions over here. First question that we have, that is, drug called heroin is synthesized by what? Tell me. Heroin is basically morphine that is that has underwent what? Acetylation, or that's when you call that you have got diacetyl morphine. So heroin and diacetyl morphine is the same thing. It is made with the help of acetylation of morphine. This is the correct answer. Now, which part of the poppy plant is used to obtain the drug smack? Smack again is the heroin only. Okay, and it is made with the help of latex, the milk of poppy. Going ahead, which is the particular type of drug that is obtained from the plant whose one flowering branch is shown over here? I told you to remember the diagram, right? So this funnel shaped plant is datura, and datura is what? An hallucinogen. Okay. Going ahead, identify the molecules A and B shown below and select the right option giving their source. So we know this structure, okay, this structure has to be a cannabinoid. It has to be a cannabinoid, right? So the cannabinoid basically, you can remember, as I said, they are seeing a road which is not there, or since it is affecting the cardiovascular system, you can think of ECG. ECG also looks like this, right? So you can think like that. So it has to be cannabinoid. So B is cannabinoid. So B is cannabinoid. They are saying the source is Atropa belladonna. No, the source is not Atropa belladonna. That is wrong. It is cannabis sativa, right? So this will be wrong. What is left? We are left with the next things over here. Let's see what is correct, exactly correct. So cocaine, erythroxylum coca accelerate the transport of dopamine. That actually is correct. But here if you see morphine, morphine is made up with the help of papaver, somniferin, and it's a sedative and painkiller. This is the correct answer, and this is something that has come out of your NCERT. This picture is not given in your NCERT. So that's a slightly what say a question that could create a ruckus, but then as I said, everything cannot be put down from NCERT. In that way everyone will score same. So people who go out of the box, try to look for other things, they can get more marks. So you see the structure of morphine here itself. It looks like a bird's, it looks like a bird, right? It looks like a bird over here. You can put wings like something like that and you can remember it. So this structure, when it looks like a beak of the bird, it is morphine. The structural differences you have to remember. Take a screenshot of this particular thing, put it in your notes somewhere so that you know it next time when you say it, that this is the answer. Yeah? Select the correct statement for the ones given below. Barbiturates, when given to criminals, makes them tell the truth. No, children. Barbiturates are what? Basically those drugs which are responsible for treating the mental illness or for treating insomnia. So this is wrong. Morphine is usually given to people who have underwent surgery as a painkiller. Yes, it is. It is an analgesic. Okay, it is done. Now, chewing tobacco lowers blood pressure and heart rate. In that way, everyone should chew tobacco. It is wrong because chewing tobacco increases your heart rate. Cocaine is given to patients after surgery as it stimulates recovery. People wish, but it's not true. So that is also wrong. So you got the B option. Let me know in the comment section who all got the all answers correct. I am going to enjoy that view. Yeah. And now one question for you to solve, children. That is this. You can take a screenshot again. Do not answer it as of now. It's a homework. You can take your time and then put down in the comment section. Okay. But you have to do. Which one of the following is the correct statement regarding particular psychotropic drugs specified? So you have to see which one matches the most, which one matches the function most correctly. Okay. So that's all. Now going ahead, I hope that this particular video was really helpful for you and I was able to explain everything in a nice manner. If you also think the same, do not forget to subscribe to our channel to get more updates regarding this. And tomorrow I was thinking I'll give you a one shot on human health and diseases, since we are completed with the chapters and we have mock test day after tomorrow. We cannot miss it. So it will be helpful for your mock test as well. It will be very short. Okay, just the terms, nothing else. So people who have went through the videos, they will already understand it. So you have to make sure that you have seen the whole videos that have come throughout the week. Yeah. So that's all, children. I hope I'm helping you. We are helping you. And you take care. Stay blessed. Bye-bye. Take care.